What's going on, everybody? Z here. Welcome to the newest update, No Man's Sky Remnant. Today, we're going to be talking about, well, the biggest, newest, best thing I guess this update has to offer, and that is the vehicle you're looking at right behind me and the variants thereof it. So we're going to be talking about what it is, how to get it, what it does, and the things you can do with it. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. If you do, like, subscribe, all the fun things, and let's just get into it, shall we? So, this is a version of the Colossus. It has a few modifications to it that we'll talk about and we'll get into, but in order to get the Colossus, you're going to need just a couple of things. It's not super hard to get, and it's pretty easy. The first thing that you're going to need to do is to make sure you have the Colossus unlocked. So you can go up to your Nexus, you're going to go and interact with the base building pieces person, and you're going to make sure that you have the ability to buy that bay. Now, if you don't have that bay, make sure you get that bay because you're going to need it to unlock it. Now, at this time, I would also recommend that if you have a freighter, that you go ahead and pick up the freighter summoning module. Basically, once you build the first little bay, you can summon the thing wherever you want, wherever your freighter's at. As long as your freighter's there, you can just summon it wherever you want. Now, also while you're here, there are a couple of upgrades you can actually get for the Colossus that I would recommend. You are just going to have to run over to the little vehicle upgrade area. There's going to be some upgrades in there specifically for the Colossus that will help you immensely along the way. The first upgrade you're going to be looking for is actually the Cyclops scope. This is going to allow you to use your scanner inside the Cyclops like you normally would, and it's going to allow you to find the materials that you're going to need to do the little things that we're going to be talking about next. Also, while you're here, I would also recommend getting the excavation blade. This is going to essentially attach to the front of your Colossus, and you're going to be able to run over things and gain a little bit of resources from it, but it's also going to prevent you from doing, I believe, damage to the Colossus itself, so very handy to have as well. Also, if you don't have the radars, I recommend the radars, getting the fuel system upgrades, whatever you can afford. I'd recommend getting it, but the key things here is the Cyclops scope, maybe the excavation blade, and some radars. Now, another thing that you are going to need to pick up while you're here, you cannot miss this because this is going to let you do everything, is you are going to need to unlock the multi-tool upgrade that is called the Gravitino coil. This is crucial. You have to have it to move anything. You have to get this. Do not miss this. Get this. You install this on your tool just like anything else, and it's going to allow you the ability to pick up and move the scrap, the waste, the things like that you're going to need to move. Now, once you've unlocked all that stuff, and once you have built your Colossus exocraft station, you have gone through, you have added all of your wonderful new technologies, specifically the Cyclops scope and some radar, at least having the basic radar, if not the additional ones as well, and maybe the excavation blade along with whatever else you want in here, and specifically the Gravitino coil. Again, you can't do anything without the Gravitino coil. That's the entire thing. That's what moves all of the stuff you're going to be moving. Once you have all of that, you can now hop into your Colossus, and you can begin the little Colossus missions. Now, there is a mission set for this. If you go into your log, it is under industrial cleanup. It's going to basically kind of walk you through the beginning of it. I'm going to give you the short and dirty, but make sure you follow this process. It's going to be a lot easier. It's going to give you a lot of great information, and if you're ever stuck, then hopefully it'll walk you through it. But once you get your Colossus, you are not going to have access to anything. It's going to look basically just like this. You're not going to have access to any cabs. You're not going to have access to your flatbed modules, or your this module. What is module? The furnace module. You're not going to have access to that. I'm going to tell you how to get access to that all right now. So once you hop in here, you're going to hop into your Colossus, and you're going to do a couple of things. One, you can hit F, and you can actually look around for some industrial salvage. It's going to be green canister looking things. You can grab it if you want to, but you can't really do anything with it. But what you need to find is you need to find this place right here, this outpost place. Now, in order to do that, you can press X, you can bring up your exocraft radar, and you can scroll over to the scan for waste processing plants. Now, in order to do this, you do have to make sure that you are on a planet that has salvageable scrap. You can check your planet by going to discoveries. You can go to your system. You can hover over each planet you've been to, or if you need to find one, well, get out there, go find yourself a planet that has salvageable scrap. Once you are on a planet and you have summoned your exocraft and you have your exocraft, you can hit X again, go to exocraft radar, go to scan for waste processing plants. It's going to bring you to this place. This place here, it's going to tell you, hey, you need to drop off some stuff, because that's how you get access to anything. It's going to tell you, come over here, talk to this place. I'll tell you what this place does here in a second, but essentially, you're going to have to come over here. You're going to have to get out your Gravitino coil, and you're gonna have to throw some scrap into these shredders. Now let's lightly talk about what all these things are. They're pretty self-explanatory, but I want to go ahead and just talk to you about it now, get it out of the way. There are 4 different types of scrap. You have regular standard scrap. This is just basically rusted metal stuff. It's nothing crazy, it's just the standard stuff. This place is going to be covered with it. So the initial mission that you need to do to get some scrap, you can go ahead and just grab the stuff that's like literally laying around and just throw it in here. And I believe you have to do like 4 or 5 of them, or 15 of them, I think. So you probably can just clear out the base here, throw all that in there. And by doing that, you get nanites. You get nanites by salvaging scrap. That's the whole thing for all of this. Everything you do, you get nanites. And it's actually a pretty decent way to get nanites. It's not like the min-maxiest way, but it's a pretty self-explanatory, pretty chill, pretty fun way to go out and do something and get nanites. All this scrap that you get, it's going to turn into nanites. Now, once you have done enough and you've got enough scrap done, it's going to give you the flatbed for your Colossus. Now, if you're next to your Colossus, awesome. If you're not, you can go back to your station over here, and you're going to go ahead and summon that. And that's going to give you the ability to put on the flatbed. The flatbed, you're going to be using quite a bit. So go into here, go into your chassis, go into flatbed, go ahead and save that, and then boom, you've got yourself a flatbed. Now with the flatbed, again, you can use your scope to scope out some industrial waste. You can also press C to scan for industrial waste. Go out and get all your industrial waste. I recommend staying relatively close to this place because you're going to need to bring it back here in order to turn it in. But I happen to have some right here, so I'm going to go ahead and just talk about this flatbed. So the flatbed, it has a little bit of a magnetic back on it. So when you grab your items, you can kind of see it'll kind of pull it in. Well, that was a terrible example. It kind of pulls them in, and it helps you kind of stack things up in there. It actually does a pretty decent job of holding things in. Now, I say a pretty decent job because it does not hold everything in. If you hit a bump too hard, things will fly out. If you go over a hill too fast, it will fly out. If you roll over, guess what? It all falls out. So you can load this up, and you can load this up pretty good. You can get a bunch of stuff in there. But you're going to be going around, you're going to be collecting scrap. And like I said, there are 4 different types. So you have your standard like metal-y looking scrap, and then you've got these canisters. Now there's going to be multiple different types of canisters, but they're all going to have a similar color scheme or a logo on them. So for example, this one is an explosive canister. It shows you a little star on it. This guy right here, guess what? That's for your explosives. That's where that's going to go. This one is for your radioactive stuff. Obviously, it's radioactive. It looks hazardous. It looks nasty. And this one right here is for your toxic stuff. Now, this one you're supposed, you kind of have to go up here, and you kind of have to drop in. But honestly, what I recommend doing is just grabbing it with your tool. And I'm going to try this with one that's not, but it's not going to work. What I've been doing is I've been going up to the outside of it, looking almost straight up and just shooting it like this and letting it fall in. Now, that one's probably not going to work because it's not the right thing. But yeah, that's how I've been doing that. So those are your 3 types, and that's what you're going to be doing. Now, how do you unlock the rest of the stuff? What else is going on? Like I said, once you go out and do all this stuff, it's fantastic. But when you finish your little mission, and you finish your log, you're going to get to the point here where it's just going to give you the information. So total value of recovered waste, scrap metal recovered, toxic material recovered, radioactive material recovered, and explosive material recovered. Along the way, you're going to get titles, and those titles are going to unlock different things. The key ones that you're going to be looking for specifically, probably, is the furnace. The furnace for this thing. And the furnace for this thing is actually quite amazing, but it doesn't do everything. And let me explain. From my understanding, the way to get the furnace is, we believe, I say we believe because we did this on stream, I think you have to get to 3,000 nanites worth of value recovered. I believe it's 3,000. However, there is the chance that it is utilizing the auto selling thing of this. So this guy right here, I haven't talked about it yet because I kind of was waiting for this point. This thing right here, if you pull into this and you go up and interact with this, it'll tell you roughly what your load is worth. So right now the load that I have is worth 70. That is if I hit the auto collect, it will give me 70 nanites. You get more by doing it yourself. So if I take these items off of here and I go and throw them into this manually, I will get more than 70. However, if I wanted to just do this and I didn't want to throw them all in there and I just wanted to drop it off here, you could just throw them in here, hit request auto collect, and then do that. And then boom, everything's gone. Now, I got my furnace by doing that because I had never done that. So maybe we're thinking that there's possibility there's a requirement that you have to use the auto thing once in order to get it. I don't know. So just use it once, go in, use it once, then get to 3,000, and hopefully you should unlock it. Now, once you unlock the furnace, like I said, the furnace is fantastic, but it's not everything. The primary thing that you're going to be doing here is getting nanites. So what it does, it gets you nanites. That is 100% what it does. If you go to your chassis, you go to furnace. Let's go ahead and put that on there. It's basically a flaming dump truck now. It's amazing. It allows you to go around and salvage everything. You don't have to come back here necessarily to earn your nanites. So for example, let's say we were out doing our things. We came across some scrap in here. Guess what? I'm going to grab this. I'm going to throw it right in there. And boom, we got nanites. Just as, and I think it's just as much as you would get for bringing it back here. But what that is doing is it's just giving you nanites from the scrap. If you are working towards increasing the amount of stuff that you've gotten for toxic, radioactive, and explosive material, this will not increase. So for example, if I grab this explosive material here and I go in here and I verify explosive material covered 11, I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. I'm going to throw it in here and it's not going to count. Okay, there's a little bit of a hitbox with this. You got to aim a little lower. That goes in there. Hazardous waste processed into nanites. So if I go back into here, explosive material recovered 11. It did not count the explosive material. Why does that matter? Well, there are 3 titles that you get for hitting 50 toxic, 50 radioactive, and 50 explosive. And if I'm guessing correctly, because I haven't got those obviously, there are 3 unlocks associated with those 3 titles. So the first unlock associated with those titles, actually all of them, is actually the running gear. So I believe the attract treads is going to be one of them, the caterpillar track is going to be another one, and the super elastic wheels are going to be another one. The other unlocks, like the mechanical legs that you see in the trailers, those are exclusively done through completing the expedition, along with the asymmetrical cabin. Those are both exclusive to the running gear. The other unlock that you can get along the way, there is some paint, I believe. It is the weathered finish. This is actually by using the little front shovel part and getting so many materials. So I believe that one's collecting, so many raw resources with that. And then this camouflage finish, I'm not sure if that is part of the expedition or not as well, but I'm thinking it is. So like I said, I think the other 3 are specifically with the running gear. Now, if you are not worried about your running gear, and you're not worried about getting those, you're going to do the expedition, you're going to use legs or whatever, by all means, use this to farm your nanites. You don't ever have to come back here for anything. That's it. You're done. You don't have to do nothing. Now, if you do want to focus on these and you want to get these done, there's a way to do that. Obviously, you're going to need your dump bed or you're going to need your flatbed, and there's another scan that we can scan for that is going to allow us to find more of these at a time. So if I go into my scanner again, I go to Exocraft Radar, I pull this up, I'm actually going to be scanning for waste heaps. Waste heaps have, like they sound, a ton of waste that has a bunch of the specialty waste. The specialty waste, so for example, this one's 8.5 minutes away. That one actually might be a different one. So let me run over there and look. These have a bunch of that specialty waste. However, you have to go over there, you have to get it, and you have to drive it to your nearest station. So it says 8 minutes away. I'm going to tell you right now, it took a lot longer than 8 minutes to get back here. Now, if you're going to go after your scrap heaps, like I said, I recommend you do your scan and then hop into your, whatever you're using to fly around, fly in there and just fly over there. Just fly over there, take the fast way over there. Don't drive all the way over there. It's going to take forever to get back anyways. So don't do that to yourself. It's not worth it. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, well, I'll just throw all of that stuff in the back of my Cutlass. We have a big, huge open area, right? No, you don't, because it doesn't work. You could throw it in there and it physically will go into the Cutlass, yes, but it will not stay there. Oh, no. As soon as you take off, as soon as you land, it's gone. it will not stay in there. So don't even bother. It's worthless. It's not even worth doing. Now this spot I've already hit, so there's no good canisters here, but this is what it's going to look like. And then you're gonna have to drive all the way back to your nearest place. Now, I think this actually can be really fun. This is a great thing to do, I think, friends. Having a couple people with flatbeds, having somebody with the furnace, that can basically allow you guys to go out and basically get a whole bunch of nanites and get some of the other stuff that you could always bring it back as needed. But nanites are what you're gonna be doing. And you're gonna be, like I said, you're gonna be able to see how much stuff you've recovered. You're gonna see how many nanites you've gotten. You're gonna be able to see how much scrap and other materials you've collected along the way. So yeah, there you go. That's what you're doing. Hopefully that helps and hopefully that answers your questions. Like I said, I've had a blast with it. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool. I believe we're gonna be streaming this weekend. I believe there's actually drops enabled over on Twitch, so we're gonna be live this weekend with it for a little bit. We're gonna be running the expedition, so I'd love to have you around. We're gonna be streaming on YouTube as well. We always stream on YouTube and Twitch, so I'd love to have you around. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, all the fun things. If there's any other questions, leave a comment down below, or like I said, check out the live stream and we'll try to answer all those. But have a good one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.